Hi friends, I'm Bhavani. Welcome to Unacademy, India's largest learning and teaching platform. As you all know, Unacademy offers plus courses for Karnataka CET students. Students who want to write CET exam in the year 2021 can subscribe the plus courses. Now when you join a plus course, what are the benefits you are going to get? Students, you will be learning both class 11 and class 12 topics in detail. You will be also given all the essential tips, tricks will be shared during these classes. There will be also a doubt clearing session where you can clarify your doubts, and you also have entire syllabus will be covered during this session, and there will be daily practice paper. There will be full length mock tests and also quizzes with analysis. So there are a number of batch plans are available, so you can be a part of any one of this batch. But when you join a batch, kindly make use of the code Bhavani Live. This is the code you are going to use, which is going to give you the discount. So kindly make use of the code Bhavani Live and join the batches. Okay. Now there are different batches available. We have the Rankers batch, we have the Pins batch, and also we have the Kannada batch. So you can be a part of any one of these batches. Kindly see to it that you're joining any one of the plans. 12 months plan, that is 12,375. We have a 6-month plan at the rate of 10,125. So students, whichever plan is appropriate, convenient for you, you can join that batch. You can join that plan, and you can see and access all the classes and get classes. Okay. Apart from all these things, you also have a free practice tests. 20 questions in 20 minutes. So you can be a part of this test. You can write as many as tests. It's an online test, student. You have to take live tests. So you will be shown a leaderboard ranking. You can yourself evaluate your performance. Okay. So before facing the CET exam, you can have a very good practice over the these questions, and also you can have confidence, and also your morale will be boosted. So try to attempt as many as tests before you go for the CET test. And students, in case if you haven't watched my class, kindly watch all the YouTube session. See to it that you are watching it, and whenever you like the class, do not forget to press the like button and also share and subscribe these videos. You can also watch the special classes which I have taken under Unacademy, and you can be a part of it. Okay. So see to it that you are watching all those special classes which is under Unacademy, and whatever concept not understood, kindly go through it and see and learn it. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the method of by which we can actually score 70 plus in class 12 board exam, and what are the chapters which are easily attempted. So all these things we are going to discuss over it. Okay. So let us begin with the first part. Students, in class 12, you have the first topic as solid state. In solid state, if you see, it's not a difficult chapter, because a certain part of the chapter is a removed, also portion is removed. Therefore, solid state also better to score a good marks. You know that there are some questions which are likely to be asked from this chapter. And one of the question which you should be knowing is packing efficiency. How to calculate the packing efficiency in simple cube or a BCC or FCC. So this question becomes one of the very important question under solid state. You are supposed to study this question. The next important part is problem on density. You know we have density problem. D is equal to Z into M by A into M by A cube into NA. So density problem you have where you have to calculate density or maybe molar mass or maybe Z. So related to this formula, you know, a numerical problem might come. Number of particle per unit cell. Now when I say number of particles per unit cell, in simple cube BCC and in FCC. So students, this is considered as one of the major part of this chapter. So kindly have look over this question, and before going for the hall, see to it that these parts are well known to you and you are thoroughly studied these things. All the steps you must write, and for the board exam that very clearly all the steps should be mentioned. The form, whenever there is a numerical problem, formula should be written and the answer should be with the unit. Then only you are going to get the marks, the full marks. Okay. Let us go to the next question, next chapter, and that is solution. Now in solution chapter, when you study a solution chapter, you go through the chapter well. You read the chapter well. Take a textbook once and you are supposed to read that chapter, because you know that there is a 1 mark question which is coming from this chapter, isn't it? So prepare for even 1 mark question. See student, though there are in some chapter you have 2 mark question, they can come as 1 plus 1. Therefore, we need to know the textbook very well. So especially in solution chapter, when I that you have 1 mark question. So kindly prepare yourself for the 1 mark question. See, a lot of questions were asked, like what is molarity was asked from this chapter, and what type of a deviation is expected from Raoult's law. These which has higher value of KH, which law is applied when carbon dioxide is dissolved in soft drinks. So like this there were many, and Raoult's law, the Raoult's law of liquid mixture, that was asked for 1 mark. And what happens when a blood cell is dipped in a solution containing more than normal saline solution? What will happen to the cell? The cell will shrink. Okay, so like this there were several 1 mark question is asked. So you have to prepare yourself for 1 mark question from this chapter. Read thoroughly, understand it thoroughly. Not only that, there will be also a 2 mark question from this chapter. Okay, this is like almost I can say a compulsory question. So this is a must. Now when I say a 2 mark question, it can be of different type. See, a few of them I have given you, like difference between ideal and non-ideal solution. What happens to the solubility of a gas in liquid with increase in temperature? Give reason. Henry's law and its mathematical expression. So like that, 2 mark question can be asked. What is reverse osmosis? What are the application? Numerical problems. Numerical problems are very likely to be asked from this chapter. The molar mass, okay, the 4 formulas what you have, almost 4 to 6 formulas you have here. So those formulas you should be aware of it, and based on that the molecular mass of the solute is asked from this chapter. So kindly prepare like that. molecular mass of the solute based on a relative lowering of vapor pressure or maybe osmotic pressure, elevation in boiling point. So remember the formula, learn the formula and then solve the problem. Not a difficult chapter at all, not a difficult chapter at all, but then this is a chapter which is going to give you enough mark. You have 1 mark question, you have 2 mark question, you have 3 mark question. So learn it well. Both are important chapters for chemistry. Electrochemistry. Now electrochemistry has been, a lot of portion has been removed this year. Therefore, it becomes a simple chapter. Since the syllabus is removed, wherever you have to use a lot of memory power, etc., about the cells, etc., so that part is removed. Therefore, it is it's a very easy chapter. Once again, student, as I told you, electrochemistry also you have to keep yourself ready for 1 mark. Like SI unit for molar conductivity, or maybe what happens to the molar conductivity when 1 mole of KCl is dissolved, or based on whatever theory is there, from that you can expect a 1 mark question. Then there is likely to be a 2 mark question. The concept like standard hydrogen electrode, the sheet, conductivity, student, variation of specific conductivity and molar conductivity with dilution, Colruyt's law. So these are the areas which you have to give importance this year. And the numerical problem, we have as syllabus is removed from the last part, so you can expect problems from Nernst equation and limiting molar conductivity. So this becomes once you look into the syllabus, you will understand it, since very less portion is left. A very small chapter it has become, student. It is no more a chapter where you have to study the cells and their reactions and you have to remember. No. So it has become a easy chapter. So you can go through this chapter and score marks. The next chapter is chemical kinetics. This is a chapter which is easy to learn, and you have also practiced yourself. You see, student, derivations and related problems. This is one important area. First order reaction, zero order reaction, their integrated rate equations, and also problems based on that. So this is one important area. Pseudo first order reaction, zero first order reaction. So these are all with example, half-life period, its expression, numerical problem. These are all 2 mark question, and also be ready for 1 mark question from this chapter also. So especially integrated rate equation, those who are finding it difficulty, kindly learn all the derivations and the problems. That itself is going to help you with the, give you enough marks. But those who are aiming at very high, even the graphical representation, the plot and the prediction, etc., based on that order. Like they might give you the graph of, concentration versus, time. They might ask you to plot the graph, or they might give you the graph and ask you to predict the order. So all these are likely to be asked. Surface chemistry is one such chapter which will be easy for all the students. Therefore, those students who are finding chemistry a little difficult, in case if at all you are finding it, surface chemistry is one chapter where you have to concentrate, because almost 5 marks you might get from this chapter, and it's an easy chapter. The entire section of colloids should be learnt, and also adsorption, that part. Both this unit should be learned fully. Okay, then it is, one of the very, very easy chapter, surface chemistry. When it comes to P block element, one of the question, now see, most of you are finding it difficulty in remembering, but at least this part of the problem, this part of the concept you should be knowing. One is manufacture of nitric acid and ammonia, and also sulfur dioxide, preparation, properties, okay, all the reactions under sulfur dioxide, whether it is preparation and property, everything should be known to you. This is almost like one compulsory part, the first part. Then you have, if you are aiming at, high marks, kindly practice completing the chemical equations. Interhalogen part, oxo acids of halogen sulfur, writing their structure. This completing the chemical equation and learning them also will help you to score marks. So P block element is an important chapter, but as I told you, if you're finding it too much, taxing, at least you should have this idea. Okay. D and F block element, the important area is lanthanoid contraction. Lanthanoid contraction, then magnetic property, formation of colored ions, formation of complex compound, catalytic property, formation of interstitial compound, alloy formation. So this is the area which you need to concentrate much in the D and F block elements. One more chapter which is under inorganic chemistry. Since some of you feel P block element difficult, study thoroughly this coordination compound. Under VBT you have 4 structure to study. CONH363 plus, like that you have 4 structure. Using VBT you will be learning it, right? So kindly learn all of them. COF63 minus, NiCl4 2 minus, okay, NiCN4 2 minus. So like that you have, structures. This is, a must. You must study this one, okay. It's like compulsorily you should be studying this chapter. That is this part, that is valence bond theory, explaining the structure using VBT. Apart from that, you can also study Werner's theory. Werner's theory, okay. Now Werner's theory, the postulate, they are very simple. And CFT student, crystal field splitting theory. So this time, kindly see to it that you are learning these 3 aspects for sure. One is Werner's theory and the other is, VBT is a must. I told you, VBT you must study. And apart from that, you also study CFT. Okay, that is crystal field, splitting theory. Okay. That is one of the essential point, like and be ready for certain 1 mark question also. Naming, if you know it is good. Naming of coordination compound, if you know it is good. CFT. Now again, which d orbital experience more repulsion, which d orbital experience less repulsion. Example for heteroleptic complexes. Example for homoleptic complexes. Okay, so that part should be, anyway, the entire chapter should be learned well, especially for, under coordination compound. Now, when you are preparing for organic chemistry, generally I'll tell you first, generally how you should be studying. All the named reactions are likely to be asked. All the named reactions are likely to be asked in, organic chemistry. That is an important reaction. it can be Rosenmund reduction, it can be, Stephen's reaction, or it can be the preparation of phenol from cumene, or Rimmer-Tiemann reaction, Kolbe's reaction, Canizaro's reaction, Hoffman-bromamide reaction, carbyl-amine reaction, reaction with Hinsberg reagent. Are you getting it? So named reactions are, Schwartz reaction or Finkelstein reaction. So these are, Sandmeyer reaction, though from haloalkanes. So wherever there are named reaction 100%, they are very important reaction. But there are other reactions also which you should be knowing it. It's not that, you can just leave it. That is one part, named reaction. The next is, we don't have many mechanism. We have from haloalkanes, haloarenes, Sn1 mechanism and Sn2 mechanism, student. There are two mechanisms, Sn1 and Sn2, isn't it? Sn1 and Sn2. Now, kindly see to it that, you are learning this Sn1, Sn2. And apart from that, you are also learning dehydration of ethanol. Dehydration of ethanol to ethene. So conversion of ethanol to ethene. So that part. And also mechanism of, addition of hydrogen cyanide to carbonyl compound, or general mechanism, student. That is nucleophilic addition reaction of carbonyl compound. These four mechanisms, you see to it that you are learning before you, go to the, before you get into the, examination hall. So kindly see to it that you are learning Sn1, Sn2, ethanol to ethene, and also carbonyl compound, nucleophilic addition reaction. Okay. Now, when you learn haloalkenes and haloarenes, I have already told you, chain reaction you have Schwartz reaction, you have dehydrohalogenation reaction, or I can say beta elimination reaction, and also you have, Sn1 and Sn2 mechanism in this chapter only. Then you have the, Fittig reaction. You are learning Fittig reaction here. The Wurtz-Fittig reaction, the Wurtz reaction. So kindly read all those from haloalkenes and haloarenes. Alcohols and phenols. See, organic chemistry, any question can be asked. Okay. So it's not that, easy for anyone to just, give a question, say that you learn this one. Not possible. But yes, from alcohol chapter, the mechanism, dehydration of ethanol to ethene, Williamson ether synthesis, questions which were asked, Kolbe's reaction, and how phenol shows oxidation reaction. Then, completing the equation had come. Isn't it? In order to complete the equation, also the question had come. And how phenol is prepared from cumene. That was also there. So, see to it that you are learning all those reactions here. And also, kindly look at the, effect of or acidity of phenol. How the electron withdrawing group and how the electron, releasing group influences the acidity. So that part also kindly see, because that has been asked in the June exam. And also boiling point of alcohol is also asked. So you can have a glance over all these things. Aldehydes, ketones, you are aware of it, whether it is Cannizzaro reaction, whether it is Stephen's reaction, preparation. When if I take it as a preparation side, then you know that, there is Rosenmund, there is Stephens reaction, there is Etart's reaction. In chemical reaction, you have Canizaro's reaction, you have the aldol condensation, a little less asked, but can be asked. And also you have phenol, all the preparation method, including cumene, properties of phenol, dilute nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid, bromine water, bromine in carbon disulfide, Riemann-Tiemann reaction, Kolbe's reaction, oxidation of phenol. Very important parts are there under phenol. Under ether also, Williamson's ether synthesis, this one, and Williamson ether synthesis, that part also you have, which has been touched several times, and how the anisole will undergo electrophilic substitution reaction. So that idea also you should have, isn't it? That is under ether. But if you are considering aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid, if it is carboxylic acid, student, how carboxylic acid is prepared from Grignard reagent. And also you can think over a question like decarboxylation reaction, HVZ reaction. So these are the question. And acidity of carboxylic acid, that is also one of the important area. Amines is one small organic chemistry chapter, but it is important chapter. In amines you have preparations, Hoffman bromamide reaction, isn't it? One of the question that can be asked, Hoffman bromamide reaction. Basicity of amines can be asked in gaseous state as well as in aqueous form. Carbalamine reaction, whether it is Hinsberg reagent, these are the reaction with nitrous acid. So these are all the question which can come from amines chapter. Okay, from amines. So amine is a small chapter, but then readable, and you can learn it well. Okay, so preparation part and Hoffman bromamide. Under reactions, there are named reactions, isn't it? So give importance for those reactions. Now, when you go for biomolecules chapter, in biomolecules chapter, kindly prepare yourself for, first of all, 1 mark question you kindly prepare. Okay, 1 mark question. And also you prepare for structural elucidation of glucose. When I say structural elucidation of glucose, you can expect question like this. Show that glucose contains, 5-hydroxyl group. Show that glucose contains carbon atom in a straight chain. Or prove that glucose contain an aldehyde group. So like that question can come. So you should be knowing the elucidation part. Okay. If you feel that the equation there given is wrong, you can write like this. Glucose on reduction, just word glucose reduction, N-hexane. Then you can write the statement that it shows that glucose contains 6 carbon atom in a straight chain. So therefore, student, that way you need to prepare for first part, that is structural elucidation. Then kindly learn the Haber structure of monosaccharide, that is glucose and fructose. Practice the Haber structure for glucose and fructose. Biomolecule has been, this time the portion has been removed. Therefore, it is a small chapter. Therefore, kindly learn it. Concentrate on Haber structure of glucose and fructose, and also all the properties which brought glucose structure, the elucidation, kindly learn them well. Okay. So like this, if you give importance for certain firmly and then go through the textbook and read it well, you can score very good marks. So students, thank you very much for attending the class. We will see you on 22nd. Till then, bye-bye and take care. If you haven't watched my YouTube session, kindly watch them. And whenever you like my class, do not forget to press the like button and kindly share and subscribe.